This is just a treat. It's a giant zinc model of Jerusalem in 100, 214 scale, I think, 1 to 214. It's crazy. Anyway, so that is the Dome of the Rock. It's where the Second Temple used to be. That is the entrance. It's now a mosque. It used to be where the Templars resided. And then before that, it was part of Herod's house, basically. He built his house right next to the temple, so he would be right next to the temple. All of these minarettes are Muslim. Anytime there's one of these minarettes, it's from a mosque. Also down here. This is where they train imams. I don't know what it's called. So you have the Muslim quarter, which was like huge. That's all of this, by the way. And that made up most of the population, like by almost 2/3, for most of the past 2 centuries. And then you also have over here, this is the Christian section, and you know it's Christian because it has the Church of the Holy Sepulchre right there. Beautiful, beautiful place. But funny thing, I thought like, oh, Jerusalem, Catholics, like Deus Vult, yada yada yada, Crusaders. But there's only like a little teeny Catholic shrine. The rest of it's Orthodox, and there's like 50 different types. Back there, that whole section back there is all Catholic. And St. Anne's is down here. It's also a Catholic church. But so the actual Church of the Holy Sepulchre, there's just a little teeny corner that's Catholic, but all that back there is. This is the Armenian section. They were the first Christians here, and so they have their own section. They've been here for a really long time. All around there, they have all the Armenian churches and posters about the Armenian genocide that people don't really talk about all that much, so they try to advertise it to tourists so that people know their history, right? Because there used to be a lot more Armenians, like almost half the city, right? That's also the Church of St. James, and so that's where St. James of Jerusalem was buried, and so he was the first patriarch of Jerusalem, first bishop of Jerusalem, whatever your title you would want to have is. And then the Jewish quarter is right here. It, of course, is because the Temple Mount is right there, Mount Moriah, where the temple used to be. But more importantly now, right there is the Western Wall. And that's where they go because that's the closest to the Holy of Holies. Holy of Holies used to be right to the southwest of where the Dome of the Rock is. And so the Western Wall is the closest you could get to the Holy of Holies without being on Mount Moriah. And so that's where they pray in Jerusalem. Besides that, here is Mount of Olives. And all of these little dots are graves. And so the Jews used to have basically all outside Jerusalem because they have to bury their dead outside the city, right? And so they would just put it up on the Mount of Olives, right? Now, all the way from there, all the way over here is all graves. And it's pretty crazy. What else? That's a windmill. It was put there by a Dutch Jew a long time ago.